Alright, I turned the camera on and now gonna have to start talking. What is going on, guys, and welcome again to another video. This is another unedited version of me. This is another raw version of me. Whatever comes out of my mouth, it is what it is. And you guys seem to enjoy those type of videos, and as long as you guys make me work less, I'd even love you more for it. This video is gonna be my top 10 niche list for fall and autumn this year. This is my favorite list of the year, to be honest, and it's the hardest list of the year as well. I have way too many great fragrances that I love to rock for fall, but just to narrow it down to only 10 fragrances, this is the hard part. And that was a lot of work, guys, to be honest. But I just love to do those lists. And if you guys are interested on a part 2, great fall fragrances niche wise for fall, again, comment in the section down below. I can do a top 2. It's gonna be great as well, so comment. If I get enough comments, I'm just gonna do a part 2 for this video. Anyway, all links for these fragrances gonna be in the description down below, because probably I'm gonna try to do titles this time. But if there's no titles, links to know the names of these fragrances, or to purchase these fragrances, or to know where to purchase these fragrances, gonna be always in the description. So check the description out, okay? So I don't wanna make this video way too long, so I'm just gonna start with my number 10. And my number 10, it's a by Kilian. Yes, I haven't featured a by Kilian in a long time. And yes, a lot of you guys hate the house of by Kilian, but I personally think by Kilian is one of my favorite houses. Yes, I know it's super nichey, it's super expensive. They have somewhat of tacky names sometimes. I just love the tackiness of their names, and I love their bottles, and I love, most importantly, the juice inside. And I'm talking about Intoxicated here by Kilian. I think this is one of my favorite by Kilians, guys. It resembles, when it drives down, a lot of Amen by Thierry Mugler. I can't stand Amen nowadays. I have a vintage bottle, and I just find it very scratchy to my nose. But on the other hand, Intoxicated by Kilian, I find it a very smoother, when it dries down, version of Amen. Extremely wearable version of Amen, and I just love the top notes. Top notes, I find them one of the best top notes like ever. It's extremely spicy. If you love coffee note, one of the best coffee notes are in here. There's a cardamom as well. I love my cardamom. There's few fragrances actually are in here that have a lot of cardamom in them. So I think this is the cardamom year, I guess, for my list. Anyway, this is a great fragrance, guys. If you haven't tried it out yet, go check it out. Intoxicated by Kilian, it's a sleeper, and I cannot wait to rock it this fall. This is actually the refill bottle. On my number 9 this year, it's a labo. Yes, I love my lulabos. And ironically enough, this is one of my most worn lulabos like ever. I just gravitate toward this fragrance a lot, guys. I have the fresh version of lulabo. I just cannot remember the name of the top of my head right now. I'm just gonna leave links down below, guys. The fresh one that smells like Neo. It's got very, anyway. I'm talking about Labdanum 18. Labdanum 18, guys, it's a fantastic fragrance. If you love vanilla, this is one of the best vanillas in the game. Yes, I do love my vanillas. It's got civet, so it's animalic, but it's not in a bad way. The animalistic characteristics here, it's very sexy and romantic in a way. I just love this fragrance, guys. It's way too sophisticated to my nose. I just love to wear this fragrance for myself, and it gets me compliments. Don't get me wrong, it lasts and it projects very well. It's not obnoxiously strong like Masque Ravageur by Frederic Malle. I own that 2 bottles of those actually, and I prefer Masque Ravageur to go out at night if I just want to be loud. But I prefer the smell of this one. If you smell it on its own, it would remind you a lot of Masque Ravageur. But if you smell it side by side, they're totally different. I prefer this one though. Smell wise, this one is fantastic. Okay, and it's gonna be on my number 9. On my number 8, it's one of my favorite Memo Paris's fragrances, and yes, I'm talking about African leather. To this day, I personally think African leather and Italian leather are my favorites of from Memo Paris. Memo Paris, they're very artistic fragrances. They just like, hey, it's an acquired taste, but they're very nichey and very extremely artistic. They could be extremely good for some people and not so much for some other people. But the safest of the house to my knowledge and to my nose, I believe it's African leather and Italian leather. I featured African leather too in this video just because I just love the way this fragrance smells. I believe it's got incense. I know it's got leather. It's got somewhat of like a boozy notes in it. When it dries down, it's very spicy. It's got cardamom as well. When it dries down, it gets somewhat of a sweet. It gives somewhat of a sweeter vibe. Some vanilla type of thing with the spiciness, with the incense like, and it smells great. I just love the way this fragrance smells, guys. One of the best smelling fragrances like ever. It smells like a man. It smells like a handsome, handsome man. This one right here, African leather. On my number 10, 9, 8, 7. My number 7, it's one of the better looking bottles in my collection. It's one of my most complimented fragrances ever since I got it like 6 months ago or so. This one, people actually stop me in the street to ask me what type of fragrance I have on because I smell great. They want to purchase it themselves. When I first smelled it one time at an event with Euro Perfumes here in LA, I thought this is the best smelling fragrance for a woman. But after I experienced this fragrance on my own, on my skin for quite a while, I totally find it totally unisex, and I just love it on my skin. And this fragrance never fails me to get compliments. And I kid you not, guys. The amount of compliments I got of this fragrance is just crazy. It's very simple as well. It's ambery. If you love amber, this is very ambery. And I'm talking about Amber Bee by Hermetica, by the way. Look at this beautiful bottle. It's very ambery. It's very powdery, so if you are not into powdery fragrances, this is probably not gonna be for you. And it's got a very big dose of raspberry note. I just love raspberry in fragrances. I think they make a very great touch on fragrances, especially on the top notes. This fragrance smells like fresh linen in a way. It reminds me somewhat, it's not entirely of Prada L'Homme, but I feel like this is like 10 times better than Prada L'Homme. This fragrance would get you 10 times more compliments than Prada L'Homme. This fragrance actually projects way more than Prada L'Homme. They don't smell alike, it just, the powdery aspect and the fresh powdery aspect, that's what it reminds me. That's why it reminds me of Prada L'Homme actually. But I love Prada L'Homme, but this one is way better in my honest opinion. Amber Bee, it's a great fragrance, guys. If you are shying away from it, just give it a try. Get a sample and give it a try. And ladies out there, please try these fragrances out. You're gonna be missing out if you just skip this fragrance. I'm telling you, Amber Bee is a great one. My number 6. My number 6, it's gonna be Chambre Noire by Olfactive Studio. I love this fragrance, guys. This one, it gives like a boozy vibe. It's very leathery. It's got a plum note as well. It's strong. This is the vintage bottle as well. I just love to wear this one when it's very cold outside or very gloomy. It does very well when it's windy out. I love to wear it when I'm going out at night, or sometimes like a couple of sprays when I am going to work, just because I just love the way it smells, to be honest. This is a great fragrance, guys. If you love boozy nuances in a fragrance, try this fragrance out, because hey, love it. I love it. And it's got a big dose of leather too, if you are into leathery fragrances as well. Chambre Noire by Olfactive Studio is on my number 6. Yes, this is my top 5 here, guys. I love these fragrances equally, and I don't have a favorite. But if I have a favorite dear to my heart, would be Coco Blanc by the House of Martriarch. I just love this fragrance, guys. If you love gourmands and fragrances, this is one of the best gourmands out there. If you love vanilla and fragrances, this is one of the best vanillas out there. This one is not a big shouter. This one, it stays kind of like closer to the skin. It lasts on me like around 6 hours, 7 hours if I'm pushing it. But I'm very happy with the performance of this fragrance. It has a purpose and it does it perfectly. This is more of a closing counter type of a fragrance. This is more of a date type of a fragrance. This is more of a fragrance to wear for yourself, just to make you feel better about yourself. This fragrance would make you smell delicious. This fragrance would make you smell edible. I detect a lot of patchouli as well. It's not listed. I might be wrong, but it just gives me like somewhat of a patchouli vibe as well. I detect, especially when you first spray it on, like a leather, somewhat of a leather nuances as well. It's got some woody undertone with the white chocolate and the vanilla. This one smells fantastic, guys. It's very natural and it's great smelling type of a fragrance. If you are liking what you hearing, give this one a try. It's a great one. I love it. My number 4 on my list. It's a fragrance from one of my favorite houses this year, and I'm talking about the House of Flor Reiko, and I'm talking about AO here. This is a great fragrance, guys. This is kind of like in between seasons type of a fragrance. Notes wise, you might think this is a great fragrance for spring, and I totally agree with that. It's got a big fig notes, and I love figs in fragrances. It's very bright, very fresh, very green, somewhat fruity, somewhat floral in a way. It's got mandarin, so it's fresh as well. But what it really differentiates it and makes it very extremely appropriate and lovable for fall as well is the myrrh note. This fragrance, the fig here stays for the whole duration of this fragrance, but when it dries down, the myrrh notes really pops out, and it just makes it very balsamic. It makes it thick. It makes it oily in a way, and it makes it great. It gives it somewhat of a sweet touch as well. I believe there's tonka bean nuances here as well. I smell like somewhat of a tonka bean vibe. Look at this bottle as well, and look at this cap. This is actually an atomizer. You put like the atomizer here, and just carry this one to travel with. Unfortunately, I broke my atomizer, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it the way it is. Florico AO. This is a great fragrance, guys. This is actually exclusive for 4510. I'm just gonna leave links where to purchase it down below. Go check out 4510. It's a great niche house, a niche boutique to purchase Florico AO from it. This is on my number 4. On my number 3, it's one of my favorite smelling. Oh my goodness, this one smells great, and I'm talking about Queer Velour by Naomi Goodsir. One of my favorite smelling fragrances of all time. Honestly, I have way too many great fragrances, and I don't need any backup bottles anyway, but I really do need a backup bottle of this, like 2 backup bottles. If I had to pick up like maybe 1 fragrance just to make it my signature scent, it would be that one. I just love how this one smells. Like it's not leathery, it's suede. If you know how suede smells like, this is a very authentic suede like type of a fragrance with some boozy nuances, and I believe I don't know what else does it have, but it smells great. I totally forgot. It's spontaneously coming out of my mouth. I love this fragrance, guys. This is one of the best fragrances out there smell wise, and this one works the best for fall. Queer Velour, it's a great one, and it is definitely, without a doubt, perfect for my number 3. My number 2, it's I would say probably the best vanilla of the game. I was gonna break everything right now, and yes, I'm talking about Lyra from the House of Xerjoff, Casa Muradi. This is this is like out of this world. This is another gourmandy type of a fragrance. This is a great type of a fragrance if you love caramel and fragrances. If you love vanilla in fragrances, I'm telling you, the best vanilla in the game. If you love blood orange and the vanilla and the caramel, they just work perfectly together, guys. They just make this fragrance the best, one of the best gourmands out there, and the performance is superb on my skin and gets me way too many compliments. I just love this one on my number 2, and I just can't wait to wear it way more often. This is a great one. This is a sleeper, guys. If you haven't tried it out yet, please do so. On my number 2, and this is my number 1. This is I think this is my the second year or third year being number 1 for fall. Yes, and it is for a reason. This is the perfect fall scent for me, and it is Bois d'Arménie by the House of Gala. This is it's got incense. It's got benzoin. It's very sweet. Not very sweet, it's boozy sweet, kind of like a vanillic boozy sweet with the incense. It smells awesome. I just love the way this fragrance smells, guys, and especially in a cooler days or cooler nights, this one smells extremely way too classy. This one is great for the holidays without being so holiday-y like smelling. There's way too many like holiday-y type of smelling type of fragrances. This one gives you the same vibe without smelling like a holiday. You know what I mean? This one, it's just fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. One of my favorite smelling fragrances of all time. It's dark, but not way too dark. Smells like a handsome man in a way. There's way too many fragrances here that smells like handsome man, and this is definitely one of them. Bois d'Arménie on my number 1 for a reason. All links gonna be in the description down below. Please follow me on Instagram. It's gonna leave links down below. Please let me know what you think of my list. If you are interested on part 2 for fall niche this time, please let me know. I'll do this video if I get enough comments for you guys. It's gonna be another great list, trust me. I'm telling you. Of course, let me know in the comment section down below what do you think of my 10 fragrances right here. Do you own any of those fragrances, and what do you think of them? What are you gonna be wearing and rocking the most this fall? I'm nosy, not cozy. I'm nosy, and I would love to know. So yes, and please give me as many likes as you can possibly give, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. And I know Punch make it smell good always easy. Peace.